Hello there, it's your favorite talking eggplant, and welcome to part 17 of Blackberry Honey. So let's just get right into it. The 16th of May, Monday. The following day, Lorena found herself in Lady Constance's bedroom. It was not her old bedroom located on the 3rd floor of Bly, but the new one she and Talwa had prepared a few days ago. Despite her sudden shift in lodgings, however, Lady Constance had still fallen victim to the sickness that spread through Bly's halls. Her blonde hair, so typically neat and straight, now curled about her face in a most disorderly manner. For once, Lady Constance looked less like a living doll and more like a wild child. A regular girl Friday. Ah, this tastes terrible. Lady Constance pushed the tray away from her with a scowl. Is there something not to your liking, miss? Weren't you listening? I already said, it tastes horrible. Take it away. But didn't you ask for porridge? Yes, I did. I asked for porridge, not this mush. The porridge looked perfectly edible to Lorena. It smelt perfectly edible too. The aroma of the mixed oats and warm milk was mouth-watering. You shouldn't turn your nose up at it. You haven't even tried it yet. Are you trying to tell me what to do? I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm merely suggesting... Well, don't. If I wanted the suggestions of a lonely maid, I'd ask. Not that I ever would. I might be sick, but I'm not insane. The cook worked hard on that, you know. As she should. I'm not gonna praise her for doing her job, and I'm not gonna forgive you for not doing yours. But Lady Constance... No buts. You're not being paid to talk back to me. Now take this slop away and bring me something else. What do you want? Something sweeter. The cook did add some sugar. Not enough. You didn't taste it. I don't need to taste it. Why do you want me to taste something I don't like? Did you slip some hemlock in there while the cook's back was turned? What? No. Huh. I know you hate me. If you thought you could get away with it, you'd kill me in a heartbeat. Lorena had experienced quite enough of Lady Constance's bizarre mood swings over the month, and she wasn't sure how to react. Should she get angry? Should she be scared? Should she try, instead, to be friendly? She wasn't sure. Emotions waged war inside Lorena's head, but in the end, practicality came out the winner. It was hard to be too terribly frightened of Lady Constance when she was lying in bed with an acute fever. Please don't talk such nonsense. I'm a maid. I get paid to serve you. If there was no Lady Constance to serve, I wouldn't get paid. How caring of you, Lorena. That doesn't make me feel better at all. But it is the truth. You maids never tell the truth. It's always, yes, miss, and no, miss, and whatever will please you the most, miss. But you don't mean it. You don't really want to please me. Then what would you prefer I say? You don't like it when I talk back to you. Of course not. It's the height of rudeness. You should learn your place. Well then. Lorena sighed. Lady Constance was always difficult, but she was being uniquely challenging today. Maybe it was because she'd fallen ill. She was still one of the most foulest girls Lorena had ever met. But she did look rather small, lying in that large bed of hers. Her bed was so big it swallowed her up, so she looked even littler than before. Even more alone. Do you think your porridge would taste better with jam? The cook said the blackberry bushes in the garden are groaning with fruit. Effie and Lottie were picking blackberries a while ago, but there's plenty left. Then you should make use of them. What's the point in harvesting all those blackberry bushes if you don't pick fruit? Lorena groaned. Had she given herself more work to do? Lorena blinked. Her eyelashes fluttered as the flavor spread across her tongue. It was tart, with just a hint of sweetness, but not sweet enough to be saccharine. It slid down her throat smoothly when she swallowed, but a slight tang remained at the tip of her tongue. I didn't know you could cook. There are many things you don't know about me, Lori. I'm a maid of many talents. I can see that now. But why are you making Lady Constance's jam? Isn't that the cook's job? She has more important things to worry about than Lady Constance's whims. I think she's grown tired of bending over backwards to please her. It must be hard for the cook to bend over at all, let alone backwards, with that bosom of hers. But she's only been ill for a day. Yes, but she's been making a lot of unreasonable demands. The cook is a proud woman. That isn't to say she is a bad woman, because she's not, despite her temper, but she cares a lot about her craft. Having her porridge sent back uneaten must have been the last straw. Did she ask you to make it in her stead? Tahua nodded. Couldn't one of the scullery maids do it? Bessie or Eliza? If those were indeed their names. The Tahua soon put this end to this fancy. An end to this fancy. Those silly fools? I doubt it. Their heads are hollower than my violin. But they work in the kitchens every day. Sweeping floors and soaping pots. They don't know the first thing about cookery. In any case, they're both abed at the moment with this fearsome plague. Oh, I see. My culinary skills, on the other hand, are rather well renowned. If they're good enough for the cook, and Laura knows she has high standards, they should be good enough for Lady Constance. I don't think she'll appreciate it. She's already accused me of trying to poison her, and that was before you got involved. She did she? Yes. I don't think she believes it, but she must be in quite a poor mood. It's natural. She's at that age where children start thinking about the great unknown. From what I remember, I was also quite the maudlin 12-year-old. Did you think your servants were making regular attempts at your life too? I didn't have servants, Lori. I wasn't rich. But Lady Whittier is irrelevant. Fortunately, Lady Constance's concerns over her own life may mean all hope is not lost. What do you mean? If she thinks you might want to kill her, she must realize, however vaguely, that she is quite the killable little girl. You really do have a way with words. I know. I may as well be Mephistopheles. What? They're a character in a play. Faust by Goethe. Wagner wrote an overture based on it. You know I'm not familiar with fancy things like that. It's alright, my Lori. We can't all be as cultured as moi. You are such a show-off. I apologize if you find my many skills too intimidating. It must be difficult for you, having to work alongside a woman so dutiful, reliable, ever eager to please. And ever humble, of course. Of course. Lorena shook her head. Ridiculous. I don't see what's so ridiculous about it. I am dutiful and reliable and eager to please, as you should only know too well. Forgive me for my cynicism. Then, do you want a reminder? What do you mean? What do you think I mean? Tawa grinned mischievously, letting the tip of her tongue run across her lower lip. Don't be so disgusting. Oh, she looks so sad. But spending quality time with my Lori is never disgusting. I love taking care of you. I don't need taking care of. What is with Lori? But I thought you said it made you happy when I made you climax. Maybe it does, but there's a time and place for these conversations. I think this is as good a time and place as we can hope for. Nobody else is around. But Lady Constance is waiting for her porridge. I'm sure a bit of waiting won't kill her. That girl needs to learn that the world doesn't revolve around her. Why don't we look upon it as revenge? Revenge? For showing us up the other day. What do you think? Lorena dipped her head. Her cheeks were pink. She wanted to get closer to Tawa. She wanted to be closer to Tawa than anybody else was, even Emily. Particularly Emily. Isn't Emily like 12? Tawa had told Lorena she was dear to her yesterday. Not expecting the sudden confession, Lorena's face had flooded bright red, and her heart had stuttered inside her chest. Nobody had ever told her that before, other than her mother. Not even Arthur Pickering, with his myriad attempts at seduction, had told Lorena she was dear, or special, or beloved. That's sad. He'd never told her she was important. He just told her that she had nice hair. But at the same time, was having sex really the right way to forge a new understanding with the older woman? It was intimate, yes, but at the same time, Lorena couldn't help but worry Tawa was using it as a distraction. A deflection. To stop Lorena asking questions. She was letting Lorena get close to her physically, but not emotionally. Lorena might have been special to Tawa, and maybe she was beloved. But that didn't mean Tawa trusted her. Not as Lorena had trusted Tawa. Lorena had told Tawa about her past, after all, uncomfortable though it was. But Tawa had yet to offer her the same courtesy. Why was that? Lori? Tawa gave Lorena a curious look. You were away with the fairies there. Oh, I'm sorry. Lorena shook her head. Her ponytail bounced. My mind was just wandering, I guess. I could see that for myself. I think I know what you need. What? Lorena looked at Tawa cautiously. Tawa responded in turn, with a smile. You need to eat something sweet. That should clear away your worries. Tawa dipped the silvery spoon into the jar of blackberry jam, the lid already unscrewed and lying on the table, and proffered it to Lorena. Do you want to try? I already had some, thank you. But I'm sure it wasn't enough to fill you up. You're a growing girl. Don't talk about me like that. I'm not a turnip at a farmer's market. Of course you aren't. I wouldn't try to flirt so desperately with a turnip, even if it did happen to be unusually attractive. That kind of romance would be too much, even for me. Oh, you... Lorena sighed. If she was pitted against Tawa, she just couldn't win. It was impossible. If you really want me to eat the jam, then... Whoa. Lorena opened her mouth obediently. Tawa slid the spoon inside. The bone china clinked against Lorena's teeth, making a shiver run down her spine. It was cool. The jam, meanwhile, was just as delicious as it had been before. It was tart, with an undercurrent of sugary sweetness not so strong as to be overpowering. It was just right. Like the story with the 3 bears. Is it good? Really good. Is that so? I might have to taste it for myself. What are you... Tawa leant forward and claimed Lorena's lips with her own. You taste like blackberries. Of course I do. I was eating blackberry jam. As sensible as ever, my little Lori. But given you're so very sensible, maybe we should stop for now. But you don't want to stop, do you? Whatever makes you think that? Because kissing me excites you, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Not really. Lorena tried to protest, but her rebuttal was half-hearted at best. It was irritating, but Tawa was right. Kissing the older woman did excite her. It made her want more. Much more. But was being close physically enough? Sometimes, it felt like it was, but... Oh, what did it matter? Kind of feels like Lorena's staring right at us. As maids, the pair of them had busy schedules. It was rare to find a private moment like this alone, where they could be together. If Lorena let the chance slip by, she wasn't sure when she'd be able to spend time with Tawa like this again. All right. Have it your way. You mean, you want to be with me? Yes, I want to be with you too. I missed it. Oh my, Lori. you should have said. Tawa pressed a kiss against the tip of Lorena's nose. You know, I rather missed it too. You did? Mm-hmm. Now, why don't I check just how much you missed me? Alright, and I'm gonna leave that episode right there. I know this is a little shorter, but I just don't want to make the videos a bit too long. Make them a bit more digestible, you know? Anyway, not really much to say about this one. I am curious to see if Lorena ever confronts Talbot about her feelings, and how that will go. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!